What you've just witnessed is the breath of the second largest animal on Earth, the fin whale. These giants can grow up to 27 meters in length and can produce blows that can reach as high as 8 meters. Fin whales can live for up to 90 years and are just one of the many species that inhabit the waters of Portugal's southern coast. Others we can encounter here are far smaller. You might not expect seabirds to be part of this story, yet from the largest giants to the smallest creatures, each plays a vital role in the marine ecosystem. The ocean is vast. Cetaceans appear at the surface for only a few seconds, rising to take a fresh breath of air before vanishing once more into the deep dark blue. Despite their immense size, much of their lives remains hidden from us. And with that mystery come questions swallowed by the ocean itself. Research helps bridge the gap between the ocean and ourselves, between what we can observe and what we have yet to understand. After all, who knows what secrets lie beneath the waves? That pursuit leads us here to Portugal, to the AIMM field station, where this story begins.
I'm Dr. Joanna Castro and I'm the director of AIMM. So I created the AIMM when I was doing my master at the time, and actually there weren't a lot of opportunities for young marine biologists, particularly working with marine mammals in the mainland Portugal. So I actually saw the opportunity to create this association. We really wanted to create a place where people could work with marine mammals in the mainland Portugal. Over the years we managed to continue with this vision, but we expanded it a little bit, and now we have international scope and have several projects all over the world. So the motivation for this work really comes from the animals. Every time I need to get a little bit more inspired, I really go to the sea and try to get a lot of that energy back so I can continue the work. But also a lot comes from our interns and students, and that really motivates me as well to see these young students involved and really wanting to make a change.
Every year, AIMM hosts its dolphin research internship, bringing people from around the globe together to learn, to explore, and to contribute. They open the door to the world of some of the ocean's most extraordinary animals, observing them in their natural environment. Through hands-on fieldwork, participants become an active part of the science itself.
So interns at AIMM, they help out with several activities that we have. So either is collecting data, is analyzing data. A big part of what we do is it's the public outreach and the education part. So of course we develop our scientific studies, but it's important to communicate these results to the general public. And so we have a lot of projects with schools, universities, to try to have the people more aware of the challenges that these animals face.
These waters, like many others, reflect a rapidly changing ocean, with fishing operations happening across the region, ranging from trawlers and gillnets to even illegal practices. Cetaceans are left competing with humans for food that is becoming harder to find. Southern Portugal is also a major hotspot for tourism, and as a result, the coastline is growing busier with dolphin watching boats. Maritime tourism isn't necessarily a bad thing when it's well managed, as it can bring people closer to cetaceans, offering a rare glimpse into their world and building awareness. But that only works when strict guidelines are respected, and vessels follow the rules designed to protect these animals. AIMM works closely with local dolphin watching companies, helping raise awareness and promoting respectful behavior around cetaceans. Together, they ensure that tourism becomes part of the solution, rather than part of the problem.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I'm a researcher here at AIMM. One of the special things here is that every field day is different, so you're going out there and you never know what you're going to get because we have such a great variety of different cetacean species that we might encounter. The most frequently cited cetacean species that we see is the common dolphin as well as the bottlenose dolphin. Common dolphins have this amazing coloration pattern with that yellow flank, and so they're very beautiful and are always amazing to see the way they bow ride, the way they're friendly with the boat, they socialize.
The south of Portugal is an important area for common dolphins, especially for mothers with calves. We often encounter mother-calf pairs, the young ones swimming close to their mothers, safe, protected, and already beginning to learn the ways of the pod. Researchers at AIMM have found that the presence of calves can shape the group itself, drawing dolphins closer together. And still, every now and then, the ocean reminds us just how social these animals can be, when a large group suddenly comes together, filling the sea with life and energy.
And then we have the bottlenose, which are very big, bigger than you might think, not only in size, but also just in sheer circumference. So they are these very rough animals. They are also amazing to observe, especially when they start socializing and playing and jumping, chasing each other. You see that they're very powerful animals. So since bottlenose dolphins, they roughhouse a lot, they scar each other a lot, and a lot of their dorsal fins have a lot of nicks and notches and scars, which obviously helps us a lot for photo identification. One of the baleen whale species that we often encounter here are the minke whales, which are actually quite small, quote unquote, when we talk about a whale, because they only reach up to like around 9 meters. We've had some really great interactions of them coming close to the boat and really seem to display like an interest in the boat and maybe also in us. Other large baleen whales that we also encounter are the Brutus whales. So the first time that we recorded a Brutus whale here at AIMM was in 2020, and since then we haven't seen them very often, maybe like once or twice every year, but this year really has been Brutus whale year. And that's quite surprising. I mean, they're a tropical species usually that prefer tropical or subtropical waters. And if we think about it, we are here in temperate waters. One of the reasons that we believe we see them here more often than in previous years is because of the impacts of climate change. One of the species that we're always very impressed with is the fin whale. I mean, it's the second largest animal on Earth, and so they're not only massive themselves, they also produce massive flows that you can spot from very far away. Of course, an all-time favorite of our interns are the orcas, the Iberian orcas that we see here. Compared to other orca ecotypes, they're not the largest, but they're always great to observe, and this year we were very lucky to have had some really great sightings of them.
In recent years, the Iberian killer whales have captured global attention through dramatic headlines like "Orcas sink boat off the coast of Portugal." But beneath the headlines lies a story we don't yet fully understand. What's often described as aggression may instead be curiosity, something highly intelligent animals are known for. As these encounters continue to happen, the relationship between humans and orcas becomes more fragile, and the future of this critically endangered subpopulation grows more uncertain. But there is still hope. If we continue to learn more about these animals, develop effective mitigation measures, and enforce regulations at sea, this subpopulation has the potential to recover, and one day thrive here again. This drone footage captures one of the rarest sites of the coast of Portugal, a gathering of more than a third of the entire subpopulation. An extraordinary reminder of how few remain, and how much is still at stake. In a place like this, where biodiversity is so rich, the ocean can come alive at any time.
So one of the very interesting things that we can encounter on the ocean are bait balls. What we understand under a bait ball is usually just a large school of pelagic fish that are all bunched up together in a group. So this type of schooling behavior that we see in the small fish is usually like an anti-predation strategy, because, well, in the open ocean you don't really have any type of bush or anything where you can hide in. And so sometimes what we see is there are a lot of predators around trying to take advantage of these bait balls. These are like multi-species feeding events. Oftentimes we can spot these bait balls from far away, even though, I mean, they're under the surface, but we do see the feeding action that is happening around them. If we're lucky, there's also bigger predators there, such as whales. We might see the blow of the whales.
My name is Victor Gomez and I am a research assistant here at AIMM. For the interns, there are three main days during the week. So the first one is the office day, we have also the dolphin watching day, and finally the Ketos day. Ketos is the name of the rib boat. Typically the Ketos day begins that we have to prepare the gear, so we have to prepare the cameras, the data sheets. So when we leave the marina, we try to find animals, and for that we try to cover all the direction. And in order to spot these animals, we try to find some cue. So the cue could be different, such as blow of the whales, could be also splash, could be animals who jump, could be also the presence of birds. And when we spot the animals, we record some data to then do research. We can also take out the camera and take picture of the dolphins, specifically try to focus on the dorsal fin of the animals.
Hi, I'm Christina and I'm a research assistant here at AIMM. So when we go for dolphin watching days, we take our car and we head to the marina. So once we're at the marina, we have a few partners in our marina in Albufeira, but also in Lagos and in Sagres and in Portimao. And the thing that we do is we go to the booth or the stall and we ask if there is any spots available for us. And then once we are on the boat, the job starts. So we travel usually around 2.5 hours for each trip. One part is looking for the dolphins and the other part is the cave tour. So we're not actively participating in the cave tour, but more on the search for the dolphins. When we are on the lookout for dolphins, we are in the front of the boat and we help the crew to spot the dolphins and the whales. And once we find them, we start by recording our sighting. The first thing that we do is we collect data on the area that we survey, so we need the GPS. And then we usually bring 1 or 2 cameras, depending on how many we are, so that we can also have some photographic species ID, but also photo ID of the animals. And then we have our sighting form, which we use to record the behavior through the whole sighting of the animal and some comments of importance during the sighting.
I'm Anthony. I'm a research assistant here at AIMM. So once a week the interns have a more theoretical component within their internship, which is the office day. During these days, the researchers as well as research assistants give presentations about different topics within marine mammal science, both in a theoretical and practical way. In the morning they learn about, for example, photo identification, and then in the afternoon they learn how to create these catalogs to correctly identify on individual level. They also learn about the innovations within the field, for example the use of drones. In the morning they had lectures on the use of these drones, and then in the afternoon they had the opportunity to fly drones themselves, to have a feel how it is to fly drones. And of course this is then translated into the field where we then bring the drones ourselves, deploy them.
gonna turn it on. 3, 2, 1, turning on. 3, 2, 1, turning on. Okay, my name is André Cid, and I'm a researcher and the director here at AIMM. So we have been using drones here at AIMM, helping in our research since 2016. The drones it really opens a completely new era for marine research. So drones are great tools. We are just observing from a drone with very low impact, very low noise. They give us this perspective, this aerial perspective that is great, for example, to do behavioral studies, to do photogrammetry studies. We do mostly videos here for behavior analysis. But of course they can also be dangerous tools if not used correctly. So one of the first work we did here was to assess exactly the potential impacts of these UAVs in small cetaceans, and we find out that there are no many impacts. Of course we need to be careful when we say this, and we assume for our research that we never flew a drone lower than 20 meters. We believe 20 meters is a good height to protect the animal, but also give access to very good data. We don't need to go lower.
Common dolphins, like many other cetaceans, live in complex social groups that scientists are still trying to fully understand. That's why researchers at AIMM, together with Professor Heidi Pearson from the University of Alaska Southeast, are testing a new suction cup camera tag on this species, something that has never been done before. The goal is to capture social interactions, habitat use and foraging behavior, all from the dolphin's own perspective, helping answer questions that have remained hidden beneath the surface. Tagging is not just a matter of getting close. It takes patience, focus, and perfect timing. An experienced skipper must maneuver the boat with precision, minimizing our presence so the dolphin can continue their natural behavior undisturbed. And even then, there are no guarantees. A dolphin may surface just out of reach, or the closest individual might be a mother with her calf, and to protect that vital bond, they are never tagged. Everything happens so fast that there are only seconds to react, and not every effort will pay off. Because this technique is still so new, every attempt is part of the experiment, testing what's possible and what still needs to be improved. Although tags were successfully transferred onto the dolphins, none remained attached for long. But even these brief moments show the determination and innovation behind the work, as researchers push new boundaries in the effort to better understand these incredible animals. We know that the oceans are changing. Dolphins and whales are more than just visitors. They are messengers of the ocean's health. When they shift their routes, change their behavior, or struggle to thrive, they're telling us that something is happening beneath the surface, something we can't afford to ignore. That's why researchers keep pushing forward, testing new ideas and trying to understand the signals the oceans are sending. But protecting them doesn't depend on scientists alone. It depends on all of us. Because to be a hero of the oceans isn't to control them. To be a hero of the oceans is to listen to them. And if we listen, truly listen, we could ensure that these animals break the silence of the oceans for generations to come.